2 weeks into quarantine, and I'm thinking of ways to bless others with what I'm learning and maybe start some meaningful conversations online. So I'm trying out this new thing that I'm calling 5 minutes on, and basically it's 5 minutes on whatever topic I happen to be studying in the providence of God. And hopefully this will be a good way for me to make the most of what the Lord is teaching me, whether it be in seminary or just life in general. And the topic I want to start on for today is modesty. The reason is, Azaleen and I are anticipating the birth of our baby girl, which is going to be in about a month. We've been talking about how to raise her. Now, one of the things we've talked about is modesty. Now, while modesty is something boys definitely need to be thinking about as well, it's a particular concern for girls, right? And now I understand that talking about modesty can easily degenerate into legalism, and we definitely don't want to blow this out of proportion, but the Bible does talk about modesty. It is a concern, and it's something that we need to be thinking about. So if you're a parent, if you're in youth ministry, then modesty is definitely something that is a concern. Now, modesty has an outward and inward dimension. Outwardly, it's about how you dress. And we can look at 1 Timothy 2, 9 to 10, because it describes the outward dimension of modesty. It says that it involves proper clothing. Now, simply put, that means clothing that godly and mature believers can respect. And you can look at 1 Timothy 3, 2 and 1 Timothy 4, 12 for that. It also involves dressing respectfully. The word that most English Bibles translate as modesty is the opposite actually of impudence. And you can look at Luke 11 to 8 for that. We should dress to show respect for others. Of course, it's not wrong to dress according to our preferences, like according to our style or what makes us comfortable. But that's really not the priority. The priority is how we can serve others in the way that we dress. And then the third thing is discretion. The idea is to dress in a way that shows maturity, sobriety, and self-restraint. Just look at Acts 26:25 for that. It's not that we have something to prove, but we want to encourage one another in everything we do. It also involves not calling attention to yourself. And that goes with the phrase, not with braided hair and gold or pearls or costly garments. And that just means don't dress in a way that calls people's attention to you rather than to God. Fifthly, it involves doing good works. And good works are comparable to clothing in the sense that they're both external and they're both visible. And the point is, instead of focusing on how you look, think about how you can serve the Lord. So that's the external dimension. There is an internal dimension that we see in 1 Peter 3, 3 to 4. And it reminds us that beauty is not merely external, but it should be in the hidden person of the heart. And Peter describes true inner beauty in these terms. He says it's of an imperishable quality. It trumps outer beauty because there are so many things that can ruin outer beauty, right? Dry air, too much sun, bad skincare products, accidents, improper diet, lack of exercise, and most of all, age. But inner beauty is something that only grows with maturity because it's bound up with our salvation. 1 Peter 1, 4 and 23. In fact, it reflects something about God Himself. Romans 1:23, 1 Timothy 1:17. And then there's gentleness. Now, it's often said that gentleness or meekness is power under control. And that's absolutely true. And I would add, in service to others. Example, 1 Corinthians 4:1, Galatians 6:1, Ephesians 4:2. At the heart of modesty is a self-effacing, self-controlled spirit that is concerned for others. There's also quietness. The inwardly quiet person is content. He's not insecure. He has nothing to prove, but he trusts the Lord and is secure in His love. And finally, Peter tells us inner beauty is precious in God's sight. Because inner beauty is from God. It reflects His character, therefore, it delights in Him. So just to summarize, modesty is a biblical concern. We don't want to be legalistic or make it a bigger issue than it is, but we do have to be sincere about applying what God's Word says. We learn about the outward aspect of modesty in 1 Timothy 2, 9-10, and we learn about the inward aspect from 1 Peter 3, 3-4. I hope this has been helpful, and again, this is 5 minutes on modesty. God bless you.